Before I start my review of this film, I just want to let you guys know that I am using a different method of recording. I usually record with my phone and then airdrop it to my laptop, where I use my laptop to edit my videos. However, yeah, something went wrong with my phone. Yeah, something happened that's personal. I don't want to explain it. But however, for now, I am trying a new way of recording videos. I'm using my laptop screen recorder. For some reason, I thought my laptop screen recorder I didn't capture my voice. Recently, I found out that it does capture my voice, so I'm gonna be trying that, and hopefully it works as I'm recording this. So yeah, I just inform you that if it works, then maybe I could use my laptop screen recorder to record my videos for from now on. But anyways, let's get this review going. So hey guys, this is Frozen Wish Studios here, and welcome back to another movie review. And today, I'm going to be doing a review on Interstellar. So Interstellar is the eighth Christopher Nolan film, and it is directed by, of course, Christopher Nolan, which I just mentioned. And it came out in the year 2014, one of the greatest years for movies, period. And it stars Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, Michael Caine, Jessica Chastain, Casey Affleck, Wes Bentley, Topher Grace, Mackenzie Foy, Ellen Burstyn, John Lithgow, Bill Irwin, David Gassi, Timothy Chalamet, Matt Damon, Josh Stewart, David Oyelowo, etc. And so the film tells a story taking place in a distant future where the world is dying, or at least suffering of pollution, lack of food, and suffocation, etc. And yeah, lots of people are dying from suffocation because this world from this film has is lacking of any resources for people to survive, and they've given up on searching for other ways of surviving. So now they are dealing with what they have left. So yeah, Professor Brand give comes up with a solution where he sends a team of astronauts to go to space in order to find a wormhole, because it is believed that these characters believe that a wormhole is what's causing the population to suffer, and also to search for a new home for humanity, because it is believed that Earth is not worth living in anymore. So he chooses Cooper, a farmer father a single father who's a farmer who raises two kids, a son and a daughter. His daughter, in particular, has a complicated relationship with his her father, and so when Murph finds out that Cooper is leaving his family to go to space, Murph hates her father for a long time, and for his adventure, yeah, Cooper like goes from planet to planet in order to find a home for them. As they stumble upon danger and of course the black hole. But while Cooper is in space, a he sends a gift to um, he leaves behind a gift for Murph. And although Murph is trying to deal with her father leaving her, Murph eventually grows up to realize to learn about Cooper's whereabouts. And once she accepts Cooper leaving her, she starts to unravel the mysteries that Cooper left her behind, and realize that he's doing this all for love. So yeah, now I gotta say, happy 10th anniversary to Interstellar. Yes, guys, Interstellar is 10 years old, and I know it's technically 2025, but it's still technically 10th. It's still close to the film's 10th anniversary, because that was when this film came out. Now, yes, for I'm sure you guys know. If you guys are not familiar with this, for Interstellar's 10th anniversary, Warner Brothers and Paramount decided to re-release this movie in theaters exclusively on IMAX. It happened back in December for the US, and I didn't think that I didn't think that this movie would somehow get a re-release in my country because re-releases are a rare thing nowadays. Yeah, it's really rare for a movie to get a re-release on the big screen in my country. The last time an old movie got a re-release was in my area was Titanic. I think maybe there was something else, but I forgot. But based on what I remember and what I've seen, yeah, Titanic is the re-release that came out in my area. And there are also old movies that got re-released in my country, like of course, Avatar in 2022, which I did see in theaters. Yeah, Avatar and Titanic were so far the only re-releases for older movies I saw in theaters until Interstellar. This is just my third one, and also Jaws and E.T. the Extraterrestrial also got a re-release in my country in 2022, but I missed them for some reason. So now there's Interstellar. Yeah, it's been a while. Now, one of my dreams, one of my biggest dreams as a film buff myself was to see Interstellar or at least an older Nolan film on the big screen. But in particular, Interstellar, because when I watch Interstellar, I could clearly tell that Interstellar has something special going for it. Interstellar, it is a film that's something truly special, something that has to be seen on the big screen in order to be believed. And yeah, it's a film that surely it's better on the screen than watching at home. Watching this movie at home does not do this film justice. I think that's actually the reason why this film was not on my most anticipated on my top 10 favorite movies of all time list because watching this movie at home is not enough for me to grasp the the masterpiece that this film is. And but not only did this movie get a re-release in my country this month, but it actually re-released on my birthday. Well, specifically January 15th, a day after my birthday. But yeah, it's like Warner Bros. And Paramount and Nolan knows how much of a Nolan fan I am and how much of a fan in Interstellar in particular I am. So yeah, so I yesterday I got to watch this movie in IMAX, and let me tell you right now, January 19th, the day I saw this film, is so far the best day day of 2025 so far. And this weekend in particular were my top two favorite days of this entire year. Last Saturday, I had a birthday party with my, not a birthday party like what you'd expect. Like, I had a birthday celebration with my cousins, my whole family. We went to a bar and we had a concert, and there was like a concert. Amazing experience. I got to stay up until like 2 a.m. I slept at 2 a.m. in a day. It's insane. What an insanely goated birthday party. But watching a re-release of Interstellar made the best day of 2025 even more than my birthday well, quote unquote party. And yeah, I gotta say, yeah, this movie still freaking holds up. Yeah, guys, Interstellar still freaking holds up to this day. This saying that this is one of the greatest cinema experiences I've ever had would be a huge understatement. This is the best cinema experience I've ever had since Avengers: Infinity War, and without a doubt, the best cinema experience of the decade so far. This movie screams IMAX more than any other movie. When it came to the IMAX shot scenes, like when the screen became wide, holy crap! I mean, the aspect ratio became wide. Holy crap! It is huge in scale. Like, it is a huge looking movie. One of the hugest looking movies I've ever seen. Getting to see some of my favorite scenes in the film, such as the scene with Cooper leaving and driving away from home while Murph tries to chase after him and then breaks down crying. Uh, the tidal wave scene, the ice planet scene, the ending, the the climax slash ending, and especially the docking scene. Yeah, watching those scenes in an IMAX screen gave me absolute chills. The theater, which was freaking packed by the way, was booming so loud with sound effects. Yeah, like my theater was freaking shaking. Well, that did happen with films like Tenet and Oppenheimer, but this one was something else. And in the end of the film, yeah, my audiences went silent for 30 seconds, speechless, and then proceeded to clapping so loud. And I know in the US, audiences always clap on almost every single film, but in my country, it's different. Audiences only clap when the movie is truly that good. Like truly that good. Yeah, it's a rare occasion. Occasion when the audiences clap at the film. This is certainly one of them, and for good reasons. I kind of saw it coming, honestly. Now, as for my thoughts on Interstellar itself, this is one of my favorite movies of all time, straight up. And I know I did. I put this as an honorable mention in my top 10 favorite movies of all time list when I did that for my birthday last week. But you know what, guys? You know what? Interstellar is now on my top 10 favorite movies of all time list. I should have put this in my list, but again, I didn't explain on why it wasn't on my list at first. But if only Interstellar had a re-release earlier, I would have certainly put this on the list. And yeah, for wondering where it ranks on my list, I would consider this as my sixth favorite movie of all time. Yep, sixth. It's Yeah, my sixth favorite movie of all time. If I were to update my favorite movies of all time from number one, from 10 to 6, top 5, 5 to 1 are the same picks, by the way. My picks now would be number 10 is Back to the Future. Number 9 is Endgame. By the way, The Lion King is now 11th place. Number 8 is The Godfather. Number 7 is Inside Out 2. And then I have Interstellar number 6. And if you're wondering, yes, I still think Inception it is the best Christopher Nolan film to me. I mean, it's not by far. It just takes a slight edge for me. I'd argue that Interstellar does certain things better than Inception, and Interstellar may be better than Inception when it comes to the sum of its parts. But when it comes to the movie as a whole, yeah, Interstellar just takes the slight edge. I mean, Inception takes a slight edge as a movie as a whole, mainly because Inception has a more interesting story. It's more engaging, and it's just more rewatchable. It just has a higher rewatch value to me. But I'd say this film gave me a bigger impact. So yeah, now this is without question the best movie of 2014, and it has been the best movie of 2014 for like 5 years, 4 years now. Well, technically 5 years. Wow, it's incredible. There were like a lot of years when my favorite movies have changed. 2014 is not one of them. It's always been like that. Ever since, well, not when I first watched it, it wasn't really my favorite, but rewatching it in 2020, that was when I was like, you know what, it's my favorite movie in 2024 now. 24 now. No other movies from 2014 come close, not even Whiplash. It is a film that Interstellar is a film that means so much to me. It feels like Nolan's most personal film yet because on the surface of its story about a father going to space to help humanity, it's about the relationship between a father and a daughter. A father extends his love for his daughter while he's away, and it took many years for his daughter to figure it out, to figure out what that thing that Cooper left behind is. Nolan Murph might be Nolan's most well written and well developed character yet. A cocky girl who is afraid of losing her father, but in the span of her life, she learns that her father truly loves her, and she understands what it meant for her father to leave her behind, and the sacrifices that her father must make as a father. I mean, yet the film's message is so personal. The film's message is that one parent must sacrifice. Is that every parent must make a sacrifice to show his or her love for his children, and the kids must accept that. And yeah, the message is actually kind of aimed towards younger audiences. Kids must learn that parents should sacrifice themselves for the benefit of the kid of the child, and the child must learn to accept it. That's what this movie's message is, and it's just brilliant. Brilliant. And yeah, cool. And Murphy also learns that she has to wait for like a vast majority of her entire life in order for Cooper to return home. Cooper left his family to go to space because of how much he cares about his family. He's doing all this for them and for the entire world as well. This film has such a realistic depiction of space as it displays heavily researched scientific theories for space, time, wormholes, black holes, and everything in between. Ghost Story also you use as a metaphor for a gravity and the voice, like the voice that that Cooper is sending his love for Murph through the far reaches of another area, like the far reaches. It's brilliant, brilliant. And you know what's also like super brilliant about the film? The plot twist. Now, yes, I get why people criticize that plot twist in the third act where Cooper learns all the answers about Murph, and Murph also learns all the answers about Cooper. Yeah. Yes, that was confusing at first, but the more rewatches I give this film, the more I start to understand it. The plot twist reveals that Cooper is actually the ghost this whole time. And he's not really a ghost, but rather gravity. It's gravity pulling towards him. It's Cooper trying to call out to Murph, and Cooper like what was saw a vision of his past, but Murph could actually see Cooper there, like kind of she knows it. Yeah, that is brilliant, and it proves that Christopher Nolan is the greatest writer possible. He writes some of the greatest storytelling, greatest plots yet. He may be known as the king of cinematic experiences and visual effects, but he never forgets to tell a remarkable story. He makes his story so challenging and thought provoking where people won't understand the story in just one city. In other words, Nolan challenges his viewers. Yeah, and that's what makes Nolan truly so special. And some people will complain about Nolan's supposed to be being so confusing because you should know that that's how Nolan writes his movies. That people should know that by now. True Nolan fans know that. Know that it just takes it's more so just one of those moments that takes time to understand, not just like, oh, I don't care, so therefore it sucks. Yeah, it's such an unfair criticism to call a Nolan film confusing and not a valid film either. Now, for other things besides the story, this film features some of the best performances in a Nolan film, let alone the best performances, particularly Matthew McConaughey, Mackenzie Foy, and Jessica Chastain. Jessica Chastain. In particular, Mackenzie Foy, to me, gave the stand-up performance in the film. Yeah, I mean, one of the greatest, arguably the greatest child performance I've ever seen in a film, period. And I prefer Mackenzie Foy's Murph over Jessica Chastain's by a slight bit. Let alone which actress of Murph you guys prefer, Mackenzie Foy or Jessica Chastain. Yeah, this the scene where Murph tries to chase Cooper when Cooper is about to leave and then breaks down into massive tears is probably the best acting scene in this entire film. And I'm sure you know what scene I'm talking about. Yeah, I mean, whenever you see photos of Interstellar, that shot of Murph breaking down into tears as her grandfather holds him. Yeah, that is one of the most iconic shots in the film, and that acting, oh man, honestly, yeah, Mackenzie Foy is Oscar worthy, award worthy. Like, if I were to do the Frozen Awards of 2015, like if I were to do that, I would honestly give Mackenzie Foy the award for best supporting actress. She is that good. And also, and also Anne Hathaway too. Anne Hathaway is even better here than I remember. It's yeah, this film is arguably her best role nowadays. Well, now Anne Hathaway's best role in a Christopher Nolan film, dethroning Catwoman in Dark Knight Rises. However, I'm debating on which is my favorite Anne Hathaway performance. Whether it's It's in the Devil Wear Andy in the Devil Wears Prada or or Brandon this one. It's debatable, but it's debatable. The visual effects are absolutely breathtaking. So much so that you actually question how Nolan filmed those scenes because you all know that he doesn't shoot his films in green screen, and it would take a director to go to space in order to practically shoot to practically shoot a space movie, yeah, without relying on green screen. The planet scenes were technically shot on Earth, which makes sense. Yeah, the cinematography is a work of art, a feast for the eyes. Yes, so many gorgeous shots, and some of shots I would say are shots that I've never seen before. Period. Period. With a runtime of nearly 3 hours, the pacing flows smoothly. There were slow elements, but they never dragged. It's highly engaging from start to finish. Hans Zimmer's score is the best aspect of the film. But saying that Hans Zimmer's score is the best thing about this film, it would be a huge understatement because it might just be the best score I've ever heard. Like the greatest score ever put in film, period. If I were to do my top 10 favorite scores of all time, Interstellar is number one. One. It captures the emotion, reflecting on the film's themes of love and human connection. Hearing the score on a big screen is not just a cinematic experience. It's a magic to behold that will live in my head for a very long time. It is some probably the most moving score I've ever seen, and it's what elevates the movie's emotional beats more. And speaking of emotional beats, this is one of the most emotional films I have ever seen. It is a film that I cried one of the most times, and one of the hardest too. Every time I rewatch this movie, those emotional beats really make me cry. And it hits different watching it in the cinema. Watching it in a cinema. So, yeah. So overall, Interstellar is one of my favorite movies of all time and one of the greatest movies ever. It is a film that hits different from other Nolan films as it is a love story between a father and a daughter disguised as a space opera, including one of the most gorgeous visuals ever put to film and the best score ever put to film. Maybe one day this could be Nolan's best film yet. Maybe one day this could be Christopher Nolan's best film yet. But one day, but again, it's still Inception, and maybe a re-release of Inception would dethrone Interstellar as the best cinema experience yet. And Warner Bros. And Nolan, if you are listening to this, please re-release, please give Inception a re-release on the big screen. Yeah, that would dethrone Interstellar's massive experience. It is yeah, I believe yeah that would be the better experience. And Inception turns 15 this year, so no excuse to have a theatrical to not have a re-release. Or at the very least, maybe in 2030, which I might be moving to the US in 2030, so higher chance of me watching a re-release of Inception for its 20th anniversary. So yeah, yeah, this is a film that Interstellar is a film that everyone needs to see at least once in their lives. This was not just a cinema experience; it's a dream come true. Yeah, and yeah, I doubt any movie this year would top this as a best cinema experience of 2025. Let alone even top this as well. We'll see about the movie itself, about Zootopia 2, but most of the movies, yeah, I highly doubt it'll top this. So with that said, guys, I'm going to give Interstellar an infinity stars out of 5. One of the best movies in general. So for my review of Interstellar, so yeah, what are your thoughts on the film? Would you agree with me that this is one of the greatest movies of all time? Would this be your favorite Christopher Nolan film, or do you consider this to be overrated and one of the weaker Nolan films? Because I know there are people who say that this is one of the weaker Nolan films, and yeah. Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for a certain video. I don't want to say the name of it, but It's a video that I am willing to do, and I'm certainly gonna get it out as my next video, probably on Wednesday, I guess. So yeah, bye guys.